hey, this Shabbat, with all the information and misinformation spiraling around what's going to happen with the United States and Iran and Israel and Hezbollah and the Houthis, and with everything going on, if you're not sure even how you feel, what to think, what to do, just stop, pray for Israel. There is a world filled with lies. Stand for truth, speak the truth. You're on the right side of history right now. Stand tall. Israel, stand tall, and you stand tall for Israel. It's just amazing to me, I'm flabbergasted, that there are people who've never been to Israel and they feel they know more about what's going on here in the Middle East, what the situation is that we're dealing with, more than us Israelis. They feel they know with that black and red flag and green flag that's not a flag of any country, and saying things and repeating things that are really all about killing all the Jewish people in Israel. And so I'm telling you what, friends, be strong. You're on the right side of history. Our guys have been operating, as you've seen on the news, in the European hospital area in recent days. Anytime we have to operate in a hospital, it's like, what is going on? Why do they have to operate there? Well, during the operation, we reached the underground route that was attacked 3 weeks ago, where Mohammed Sinwar, the new head of Hamas, after Yahya Sinwar was eliminated, where his body and other bodies of the terrorists who have been found but not yet identified in the area, in the tunnels below. Is it a terror base or is it a hospital? You have to ask yourself, is it a hospital or is it a terror base? They've taken over this hospital. Originally, as part of the activity, additional findings were found that prove the cynical use of the Hamas terrorist organization, changing it from a hospital to a terror base. And now, as soon as we get more information, as soon as we're allowed to share more information, I'll keep you updated. I'll let you know. You know, it's cool to think back in the history on this very day, in 1981, a few years before I was born, you have Saddam Hussein's nuclear weapon program eliminated by Israel in Operation Opera. Isn't that just, we're in the same thing again, in the same position, but now it's with Iran. I'm so glad that in Syria, those ISIS guys over in Syria, al-Shara guys have agreed to let Israel operate there in southern Syria to make sure that the place will be sterile, that it won't be a Shiite corridor of weapons coming to blow Israel up. We need to operate there as a buffer zone. We need to. And they've agreed to that. Maybe that's because of American pressure. And that's cool. It's so awesome when hostages are returned. Again, when it's just a body, it's not as nice, but it's still good to have that honorable burial. And now you have this Thai hostage, right? His name was Netpong Pinta. He was 36 years old, abducted on October 7th. And in a joint work of Yahalom and the Shabak, and a bunch of people in Rafah, his body was recovered and returned to Israel. And he was held by the Al-Mujahideen brigades, the same terror group that held and killed Gadi Haggai and Judy Weinstein. They're an evil group. He leaves behind a wife, Narisara, and a 7-year-old son, Warifat, in Thailand. And he was here just working the land, you know. He was here just helping with the crops and everything. And he was taken and murdered. He was taken as a hostage and then murdered in cold blood. And it's day 610 of this. And it's official. Mohammed Sinwar, that's right, the brother of Yahya Sinwar, the mastermind of the tunnel building of the 7th of October massacre, the killing of the Bibas family, has been eliminated. There's still 55 hostages in captivity, 20 confirmed alive, 2 are unknown, 30 unknown if they're alive or dead, 33 declared dead for sure. And there's still about 4, I think, foreign citizens, 2 more from Thailand, and 1 from Nepal, 1 from Tanzania. And so the rescue operation was quite phenomenal and carried out in Rafah by the Okets, that's the dog unit, Yahalom unit, bunch of intelligence groups, and just going into this into the enemy's lair, the Al-Mujahideen brigade's lair. And they're a Salafi terrorist group, right? And they were originally part of Fatah's Al-Aqsa Martyr Brigades. They broke off. There's all these fragmentations, you know. It's not just Hamas, and it's not just Islamic Jihad. You have Izz-al-Din al-Qassam, you have the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigades, and you have Al-Mujahideen Brigades. You got a lot more even. And they all want to be more radical, more evil than the next one. They're responsible for killing Shiri Bibas and her kids with their bare hands. Ariel and Kfir Bibas. They're the ones, the same group. It wasn't Hamas, it was them. But they're all part of this evil ideology. I've read this a few times and I'll read it this Shabbat. Deuteronomy 33:29. Blessed are you, Israel. Who is like you? A people saved by the Lord. He is your shield and helper, your glorious sword. Your enemies will cower before you, and you will tread on their heights.